The matchup that almost everybody circled on their calendar when the dates were released and the matchups were released. It is the 6 o'clock tip-off on day number 2 between William Academy and CIA Nike. The starting 5 for each squad is as follows. William Academy in white. Stefan Fearon, number 1. Trust Odia, number 5. Genovi Cabella, 24. Keone Sacco, 23. And Efiosa Oliogu, number 11. It's Odia on the far side. Countering is Miles Sadler, number 1 in black. Austin Good, number 5. Mo Silla, number 11. Jayon Pitt, 15. And Noah George, 23. Blocked at the top. Jayon Pitt. 6'7" forward in his senior year. Ranked 81st on ESPN's 100 is Pitt. Been showing out at this tournament. George steps into a 3. He gets fouled, no call. Rebound Odia. Oliogu, who's fielding more than a handful of offers from Division I schools, including TCU, Providence, Maryland, and Gonzaga. Not to mention Arizona State. He can throw it down or shoot it from 3, play make. He does it all. Fearon attacks baseline. Kicks it back out. Cabella fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line a minute in.
For those of you who missed the last game, we had Uchenna taking on Orangeville. That game went all the way into overtime. Very, very hard-fought battle. Uchenna, who honestly trailed the majority of that game, ended up coming up with the win. So anything can happen in this showcase, and this is, as you mentioned, JJ, the marquee match of the weekend, or at least of today, to say the least.
It is the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. Day 2 at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. JJ Evison alongside Sydney Holmes. We've been here since 9 in the morning, and it's been an absolute joy. The day has just flown by with the type of basketball that's been played here. Quick, fast-paced, high level, a couple of vicious throwdowns. Hoping to see one from Oliogu here in this match. A couple of players that have donned the red and white on their jersey, one of which is Miles Sadler here on the near side. Steps into the 3, fouled from beyond the arc. I read an article about Miles Sadler recently, and he said it's about digging into the fine details, being hyper-focused on what the task at hand is, whether that be defending, getting in lanes, help playing on the offensive side. He averaged 14 points, 2 boards, and 4 assists at the 2024 FIBA U17 World Cup, where his team finished 8th.
And I don't know if a lot of people, if you haven't heard of William Academy, I guess is a better way for me to put it. Out of Cobourg, Ontario. Now I live, or my family lives in Port Hope, which I guess Cobourg is like 20 minutes down the road. Not looked at as a predominantly strong basketball community in Cobourg. There's a lot more, I would say, rugby and hockey presence. But now that we have a strong prep program, I think it's kind of turning the page a little bit in Cobourg in terms of the high-level basketball talent that they do have there.
Sadler 2 for 3 from the free throw line there. And now some stagnant offense from William Academy. The ball's starting to move. Fearon attacking baseline, looking for Oliogu. Oliogu's going to kick it back out. Sadler draped all over him. Sidestep 3. Oliogu misses everything. Off the knees of Cabella and out of bounds. Sadler on the near side, moving inside. Nice pass, two-handed jam. Jayon Pitt. Pitt was also at a FIBA AmeriCup under 18 now. 9 points, 7 boards, 2 assists in his showing on the world stage.
Steal.
Yeah, George. Locked at the top by Oliogu. He wasn't about to let that happen easily. Noah George, nice guard, 6'3", 2026 grad. Ball handling skills, shooter, passer. Nothing baseline, so back up to the top. Mo Silla trying a 1-2 step, gets into some contact, no good. Oliogu on the run, ahead to Fearon. He's going to keep it, use the backboard, and get it through. Miles Sadler taking it the whole way. Contacted. A couple of bodies sprawled under the basket. Trustodia, nice spin move, left hand, blocked at the top by Silla. George, ahead of everyone, trying to throw it down on Oliogu. That is ill-advised.
It's an odd chance. I don't know if he's the player to really try that. I think Oliogu really had his positioning there.
6'3" George going up against 6'6" Oliogu. Oliogu wins that matchup, although I guess George wins that because he's at the free throw line.
Oliogu, with draft year coming up this year, has been getting Division I offers since 2022. So for the past almost 3 years now, he's been comfortable getting Division I offers. In August, narrowed it down to 7 schools. The fact that he has the ability to even narrow it down that much is amazing. But again, it doesn't really seem to be phasing him. He's a key, strong player, and I'm assuming as we kind of get later in the season here, he'll make more of the full commitment to see where he's going.
The ball swung to the far side, kicked back out. Fearon into the paint. Cabella gets it right back on the dive. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Oliogu fouled and drains it. Foul's gonna go on Pitt. Big bucket, Oliogu, right in front of the media team from On Point Basketball. They're gonna love that highlight.
If you're listening earlier, we had the founder,
Drew Ebanks,
on earlier today. And check out on Point later to see, maybe you'll see that clip.
Oh, you'll see that clip.
Best angle in the house.
And he finishes the 4-point play, the second 4-point play of the game. There was another opportunity, but Orangeville Prep's Noah Dacre couldn't knock down the free throw. George gives it up to Sadler. Sadler uses the screen, pulls up from 3. Bottom. Gives Silla the screen assist. We're tied at 8. Nearly 4 minutes played in the opening quarter. William Academy pushing the pace, but out of bounds was Genovi Cabella.
You know, there's going to be one of these games.
I'm going to have nightmares about out-of-bounds counters.
And I have one more game to go.
Drew on the sidelines giving us that. We know. We saw.
Drew knows. The first 2 games were notorious for stepping out of bounds. And the counter is starting again. A bit later in the game, you know, we're not in the first minute, in the first 2 minutes.
Good ball movement results in a Pitt 2. Keone Sacco working in the paint. Off the backboard, no. Noah George with the rebound. Ahead of everybody, Sadler up and finish. That time, Pitt gets the assist.
Have a 4-man rotation waiting to come in here for Bella Vista Nike.
CIA Nike only traveling with 9 players. Oliogu, top side. Working on Austin Good. Good gets a hand on that. Leaking out. Gonna try and take it at Oliogu. Doesn't get the finish.
Might be one of those carnival rims. In and out. Unfortunate. It was a beautiful attack.
Fearon trying to Euro step. Takes a hard foul. So does Silla, the 6'10 center, in his final year in high school. He comes from Mexico originally. He's also fielding offers from a couple of great basketball programs, Kansas, Alabama, Oregon, Washington. Take your pick. So 4 in, 4 out. And you'll notice number 7 in black. Does he resemble anybody you've seen play basketball before?
You know, it's...
Anybody you've seen play basketball with Jamal Murray maybe at Orangeville Prep?
I want to say, if I'm going to make a little bit of a stretch, Maker.
Yes, he is from the Maker bloodline.
Right? And Thonmaker, one of the... I mean...
Right away.
Smallest I've
That's
seen, right?
if you don't block in the game of basketball as a maker, I think you have to change your name.
We have Mature Maker, we have Thon Maker, and now we have their brother. As soon as he's in the game, he's already making a block. I think it's just in the DNA.
15-8 CIA Nike lead William Academy here with 4.5 remaining in the first quarter. It's from the corner. That one a little long off the hands of Deng Makir. George to Aliou Dioum, who won MVP of the game last night for Nike Prep, CIA Nike. He's fast, he's long, he's agile. Number 3 in black, 6'10" center. Another 2 years of high school. But of course, he has some offers to field as well. Arizona State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Missouri.
Now, for those who might not have heard of Mature Maker, so he actually had a stint for one of my favorite Australian clubs, the Sydney Kings, in the NBL. Now he's actually playing in Saudi Arabia, which is, we've seen a lot more players recently with the leagues that are being created, and especially what, like as you mentioned earlier, JJ, with the Saudi money. A lot of the money is in those leagues. He's now over there competing in basketball, so world traveler to say the least. He had a stint back in Australia. All of the families from South Sudan, but they were raised in Australia. So, world travelers. And now the youngest brother, if I'm not mistaken, the youngest brother, is now...
I have to get the research team on it.
Yes, is now in Arizona playing. So, they're all over, to say the least. The Maker family is not shy about traveling. You know what?
Anything for basketball.
Their air miles must be racked up. They should have a free flight in there somewhere.
I'm surprised they don't own a jet.
Yeah, just to make it easier.
You know what? Let's get our fact-checking people on that. Do the Makers own a jet?
And if not, can they be donated one? I think they would use it.
17-8. It's a 9-point lead for CIA Nike, who are long, athletic, physically talented. Just a bunch of athletes playing high-level basketball. Lucas Tucum, number 6. In black, the 6'8" forward, also a 2026. George comes away with the steal into the front court. Double team, stepping out of bounds. Well, maybe pushed out of bounds. We got the number 2 now. We got the heads up from Drew Ebanks.
At least it's spread out a little bit. We have one for Bella Vista, one for William. Last game, we only had 3. That's the lowest we've had so far with players stepping out of bounds.
Trapped on his own backcourt. Edric's one bunny. Miles Sadler is going to check back into the game for Noah George. So Sadler, one of those players that had Canada across his chest earlier this year. Inbound pass tipped off of Lucas Tucum and out of bounds. We want to thank you for joining us on the Athlete Institute TV page on YouTube. This production brought to you by Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association as part of the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. Working down low, nice pass, but stepping out of bounds again, Keone Sacco, and that's the 3rd out of bounds call. Court awareness, Sydney, court awareness. Where is it?
It's not in here. Hasn't been in here all day. Now again, I don't want to diminish the play style. It's just the stepping out of bounds. It's just becoming too much, but that was a fantastic 3 there.
Rokeem Green, another guy who's had Canada draped across his chest in the past. Oliogu stopped at the free throw line. Nice dish down low. Doesn't get it to go. Maker with the rebound. Ahead to Tucum. Tucum working on Oliogu. Back up. Rokeem Green just hit one from there and drains another. 6 straight points. Rokeem Green lead up to 15 now for CIA Nike. Good ball movement. Oliogu far side working on Sadler. Nice dish, nice dime. Maker there to swat it away.
Something I'm noticing about his play style already, and again, we talked about brothers playing at the professional level. We saw it last game with Murray, but now with Maker, something that I'm noticing that he does honestly a little bit better than his other brothers is his agility. Like, he's quick. That was a fantastic shot over Maker, over 7 feet tall Maker.
McKeer drains it over Maker.
But Maker's he's agile. The way he's able to dribble the ball, the confidence that he has, that's honestly one of the most distinguishing facts that I can see right now to separate him from his brothers.
Fiosa Oliogu traipsing down the middle of the court, getting to his spot, elevating, goes up. So he'll go to the free throw line for 2. Upset with himself that he didn't finish the play. A tough basket.
Oliogu during the fall showcase was one of the names that we were mentioning quite a lot. Not only during their game, but even when we had the opportunity to interview him as well. As we said, it was kind of like an echoed theme. Every player that we had the privilege to interview, every coach, but more so the players, it was surprising to me, one, how well-spoken all of them were, because being able to speak to people about how you perform on the court is not an easy thing to do, right? And the second thing was how selfless most of, if not all of them were. A lot of them contributed their success, personal success. Even if we asked them a question on how do you want to achieve a certain goal for yourself, they would always relate it back to their teammates, their coaches, their family. And that was the same thing for Oliogu. That was a sounding message that he said, even though I want to do something for myself, I still want to make sure that my team is being supported. So it's fantastic to see that he's a team-first kind of energy and mentality.
CIA Nike up 11.
Beautiful curl.
Nice patience. Aliou Diom finishes at the rack. Oliogu double teamed. Tries to find a teammate. Turnover. Sadler ahead. Two-handed jam for Diom. 4 straight points.
That pass Oliogu is usually able to make, but against this team, they're going to cut it down.
Another turnover. Sadler out on the run. Going downhill. Keeps fouled. That foul's going to go on number 7 from William Academy. And it must be noted that William Academy is without Sam Nuga for the foreseeable future. He took a hard fall in that showcase tournament earlier this month. And he's in that moon boot, that walking boot over on the sideline. His older brother, Mike Nuga, part of the Saskatchewan, or the Edmonton Stingers of the CEBL, has a lot of overseas experience, a lot of experience with Canada as well. And another one of those Canadian brother duos that we know are in the basketball community.
It's interesting. I want to know what the percentage is on having siblings, brothers, both compete in basketball and both able to perform at a high level. And I consider a high level to be either overseas, professional would consider G League, or the NBA. I want to know what the percentage is on that. We see with the Ball brothers, that's with Lonzo back actually after, what, 2 years of, or 2 full seasons
He's hooping.
of unable to play.
Too. LaMelo's really hooping.
LaMelo's been a consistent player. It's just...
By the way, I said this before, and I'm sticking to it. It was crazy at the beginning of the season, but Jason Tatum, MVP. I could see it. And the Celtics are going back-to-back.
You're going to call them to go back-to-back this year?
I am. The shot is up from distance. No. Rebound. Tucum. He gives it up to George, who checked back into the game. CIA Nikes just seems to be getting everywhere they want to on the court. Good handles. Pitt elevates. No. And there's 2 black jerseys crashing the glass.
You have to box them out. Both teams have such height that if you're going to out-jump each other, you're just going to be seeing who can get their fingertips on it quick enough. You have to box out if you want to get proper possession.
Gabeya over the timeline. Nice pass. George there to alter the shot, but second and third chance opportunity. Keone Sacco. And Deng McKeer is going to be awarded that basket. George showing off his handles, and that's an offensive foul, hounding defense from Progress Imadafian.
I know we talked about earlier with Toronto basketball, the Toronto Raptors in particular, 30-year anniversary. Vince Carter is having his jersey retirement on November 2nd, so a few games away for the Raptors. But today, actually, an American champion, Dwayne Wade, had his statue unveiled today outside of the Miami Heat arena. Another guy who cemented himself in the history books forever in the sport of basketball. So it seems like a lot of the guys that we grew up watching, JJ, are really getting their flowers this year, to say the least.
Well, the NBA panelists have been claiming it's a changing of the guard over the past few seasons, and this season might be the one where we notice it the most. Obviously, John Morant's back full-time. Anthony Edwards is going to take another step forward. We already talked about Jason Tatum trying to become the face of the league just by his play and the way he carries himself. 10 seconds left in the first quarter, 29-14. CIA Nike out front. That pass finds the hands of Austin Good, who shoots the three and brings the total up to 32 for the guys in black. We'll step aside for a quick 60-second break and bring you back for second quarter action here at the Toronto Pan Am Center. It's the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. Stick with us. William Academy stuck 18 here after 10 minutes of play. CIA Nike, led by Noah George and Miles Sadler, just navigating the defense thrown at them by William Academy so efficiently. 32 points in 10 minutes of play from a lot of different hands. The ball now down on the block to Mo Silla, using his frame to get close to the rack, doesn't get it to go. George pulls the three, in and out. Austin Good out to Sadler, steps into a three, misses it. Trust Odia gives it away. William Academy have it in the front court. Oliogu accepts the inbound pass. He'll be guarded by George. Maybe a zone defense now by CIA Nike. Cabella inside the free throw line, gets the floater to go.
Referencing back to the fall showcase, William Academy, it's not like they're not playing with composure now, but it seems like they're forced to play catch up because CIA Nike is just gaining in terms of their scoring abilities. And also, when William Academy has the ball in offense, yes, they can get a stop on defense, but they're not scoring. So the margin is just getting larger and larger every possession.
Sacco dials it from deep, but that doesn't go. George now out on the run. Kicks it out. Sadler inside. Nice jump stop.
Patience.
Oliogu is going to be called for the scratch that. It's going to go. Trust Odia up for the push in the back. Sadler to the free throw line.
beautiful patience from Sadler to, because again, when you have two defenders in your face, you have to at least try to get one of them out of position. So the pump fake got both of them in the air, and it headed to the line for the two shots. So beautiful heads-up play there.
And he was the recipient of good ball movement, and that's what is part of this team's success, at least offensively. Everyone cuts. They got multiple passers, and that's the reason that they've been able to build such a lead here in this game. Odia can't finish, but he'll go to the free throw line. And good ball movement displayed there by William Academy. Now, I don't actually have an attendance tracker or counter, but I'm going to say this is the most people we've seen in the gym all day long, and it makes sense given what this matchup is.
It's pretty packed so far, and again, I love seeing when you have a team from Arizona who's not, it's hard for all their family and all their supporters to truly make it here in person. It's nice to see when they do have supporters, right? Because there are other CIA teams that are here with us this weekend. So that becomes your supporting team. That kind of becomes your fan base. And it's nice to see them really pack the stands just as much as this hometown team is.
Well, a lot of these players on CIA teams also Canadian. I mean, some Americans. But they'll have some family out here supporting them this weekend, and it's nice. They don't get to see them play often, so when they do come into town, they gotta show out. Nice Jimmy from Mo Silla. Assist Miles Sadler. George with the steal. Elevates, patience. Doesn't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. Fearon with the foul.
Looking at both of these rosters, there's only one player, two players that are sitting 5 foot. Everybody else is at least 6 foot and above.
Yeah, welcome to high school basketball.
So I guess in terms of the advantage that you'd think from having a tall team, both of them have it. So it's really just coming down to who can use the height to the best of their ability and effectively, because both teams are having it right now.
Labea, strong take. Odia rebound, swatted away. Silla. Out of bounds, William Academy ball on the baseline. Screen the screener action for Oliogu. He waves out, steps inside the three-point line, misses it all. Saved, but into the hands of Nike CIA. Aliou Dioum. He went on an 8-0 run by himself in yesterday's game there in the second quarter versus Cali Prep. He's gotten hot in the first quarter. Can't let him get hot in the second.
William Academy just needs to do a much better job on defense. They're not boxing out, or if they're focusing so much on the offensive push, they're not getting back enough. That way CIA Nike just has the opportunity to just have a free chance at the net.
Rokeem Green checks back in as Noah George will catch a breather. There's a timeout on the floor. 7:31 left in the second quarter. We'll step aside for a 60-second break and be back with more Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase action after this.
Let's keep up with everything on Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase on Instagram. Check us out at Jamal Murray Homecoming to stay in the know for scores and highlights.
And we're back here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes. 7:31 left in the first half. William Academy trail 23 Talk about some high-scoring games. CIA Nike really putting the pedal to the metal. They have a chance to put up the highest-scoring game in the tournament. Rokeem Green drains a three. That's going to help. Former BioSteel All-Canadian MVP at the junior game. Primarily a scorer, but he's got vision as well. He'll be a top recruit, is a top recruit. Especially with all the run he's been getting down there in Arizona. Been with the Bella Vista teams for a couple of years. Knocked off the rim there by Silla. Second chance opportunity for Odia. He doesn't finish, but back to the free throw line goes number 5 in white.
I remember back in the showcase, it took him a longer time. I think we didn't really see him get into full true form until about the third quarter. We saw a lot of the presence we're seeing now coming from Oliogu, but Oliogu. He's really the leader of the team, and it's standing true in this game as well. But in order for them to be truly effective, like CIA Nike is doing, it needs to be a full-on team effort. And you're seeing, because before they rotated in a full wave of 4, now they're doing a full rotation of 2 with Maker coming back on the floor. And we also have...
I think that's Lucas Tukum,
yes,
number 6.
Tukum is coming back onto the floor. So William Academy just needs to do a better job at playing team basketball.
Sadler shakes his defender, tries to go over the top to Maker. No, swallowed up by Odia. Fearon, Euro stepping, trying to finish the play with Sacco, and he gets fouled, I guess, on the second attempt. Tukum takes the foul. Shooting 2 is Fearon. Fearon 1 for 2 on the trip. Sadler patiently over to Green into the corner. And look at the amount of space CIA Nike give themselves on the floor. Deep 3 in and out. Maker rebound blocked by the rim. Rokeem Green gonna take it away. Maker in the corner. Feet set. Threes up. Nothing but nylon.
I don't think you're seeing the other Maker brothers shoot threes that consistently. That was a lovely release.
Beautiful stroke. Nice pass inside. Hustling back on defense. Miles Sadler with the strip. Again, unlocking that side of the ball for him seems to be giving him a lot of success. At least he attributes it to the very specific attention to detail. Oliogu up to finish. 3 black jerseys, it don't matter. Ifeosa Oliogu with 2.
Especially Maker was in the mix there. That's not an easy feat.
Green and Sadler playing catch. Sadler wants the screen from Maker. Gets around it. Takes the shot. Goes up. That looked like it was supposed to be an alley-oop pass off the backboard. Out in transition, Fearon uses the backboard. Gets that to drop. Maker not back in time. Green sends Maker through. Gets it back. Lots of time and space. Green kicks it back out. Dioum from the free throw line. No.
Tricky pull from Dioum there. I think he would have been better suited just to pull it out and pass it around one more time.
Oliogu hands it off. Gets it right back. Fearon. 3. No. Green on the far side. Top side 3. In and out. Rebound tapped to Aliou Dioum. He wants it. He takes it. Too strong. Nice effort there by Rokeem Green. Out on the run.
Good dish pass.
Top side 3. Trust Odia. Backboard. Maker. Rebound. He has Sadler to his right, gives it up. Sadler thought about it, shuffles the feet, kicks it to nobody. 20 seconds still on the shot clock, so plenty of time. Sadler 3, Sadler make. Miles Sadler having a great showing at this homecoming tournament.
Way to not give up on the play there for CIA. They had a few options. They chose the last one, and it worked out great for them.
Oliogu stripped by Sadler, who laughs at him. Now it's Rokeen Green. Two-handed jam.
A two-handed tip-in, I'll call it.
Maker saves it.
Oh, what beautiful pass back by Maker.
I mean, Nike CIA effort unmatched.
Bit of miscommunication there at the end.
One of those instances where you're at the rack, put it in, don't look for the pass. It's a little too late for that.
This is a bit of a shock. I want to say this is going to be a heavy matchup and a hard matchup to say the least. We all know this. But I was expecting a much closer margin.
I agree. I also was expecting a closer margin. It just seems that CIA Nike has just come out with an energy that's hard to compete with. And they've got 9 players to William Academy's 5 plus 7 on the bench.
And they're also having fun. Like, they're when they make a mistake, they shake it off, they move on to the next play. They're not really letting it affect them too much. But they're playing hard, competing basketball. Good take. Oh.
And that's what you love to see from CIA Nike. A couple of players following the shot, going for the rebounds. Heading to the line right now, Lucas Tucum.
William Academy is getting caught standing and watching too much. Too much. And when you have such a tall team on both sides of the floor, you have to box out. You have to give yourself a fighting chance to get possession. And right now, CIA Nike is just doing a tremendously better job than William Academy is. Good
Baker
rebound.
with the rebound and foul. So right back to the free throw line for CIA Nike.
Bit of a miscommunication here.
Yes, yep. CIA wants 2 shots. Maker was going back up. It's a lane violation. So William Academy get the ball.
I was going to say otherwise. Maker really had, again, no one contesting him to get that rebound. It's always tricky, but I always used to try to time it perfectly where I got to learn the players' releases. And so I would go in just as the ball would kind of leave their hands.
Tough defense here, CIA Nike. William Academy able to break that press. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Inside, offensive foul. Progress in Madafian.
Knocked off the chin on that one. That's got to hurt.
George shakes it off, gets right back to handling the ball, directing traffic into the front court. 3:15 left in the second quarter. 52-23, CIA Nike lead over the top. Ball intended for Mo Silla. Foul on the defensive end.
I'm still waiting to see that team effort from William Academy they were used to seeing in the showcase. It seems like right now they're just trying to easy slam, easy two-hand slam. But I think right now they're so used to being, I want to say, a bit better than the teams they were competing against, even though the OSB is a competitive league. But
this CIA Nike team's on a different level.
Exactly. It's just it's astronomical we're seeing right now, the difference in fantastic jam.
Beautiful shimmy shake. Oliogu dribbling past Maker and throwing it down with 2 hands. That's the Oliogu we want to see.
That's the Oliogu we're used to seeing. The poster that he had in the fall showcase. A fantastic 2-hand slam. Hopefully they can keep that going on offense and also get a stop on defense.
Rokeen Green. Last touched off the leg of Green. William Academy ball. Stuck 29, 2:19 remaining in the second quarter here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center It's J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes here with you for the remainder of the night. Another 6 quarters at least of action. William Academy down low. Good passing. Cabella off the mark. Silla has George to his right, gives it up, continues. Silla, wow.
Get that one.
George with the beautiful line. Mo Silla with a big finish, one-handed jam. Near side here.
It's like he
In
tipped
and
it
out.
to himself with his fingertips and then slammed it with one arm. Oh, almost a double dribble there from Zilla.
Miles Sadler now top side, finds Silla on the roll, off the backboard, easy. 58 points, a minute and a half remaining in the opening quarter. Turned over, Sadler ahead to George. George going for the big finish, but there at the top to reject. Deng McKeer, not on my watch, he says. Here's Lucas Tucum and McKeer meeting him there again. This time he's called for the foul. You gotta love that energy and like that competitiveness from McKeer going up twice in a row for the block.
Well, and I was just gonna say, I think Drew said this earlier. Just because you know someone is going to go in for a dunk does not eliminate the fact that you have to play defense on them. Because either way, it's either the dunk's either going to go in or you're going to foul them. But to not be afraid to have that physicality and to have that contact is honestly something you need to have in basketball. Basketball's a physical sport, right? The only thing that's the problem though is because you have a lot of players in CIA Nike who have the ability to dunk, and they're going up so forcefully, it's going to result in a foul. It's going to result to them heading to the line. So it's honestly a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. You're either going to let them go in and get the 2 points, you're going to go in and foul them. So it's tricky, but at the stage we're at right now, I don't want to. It's not runaway yet, honestly. I think William Academy does have players at their disposal that they could chip away from it a little bit. But depending on how many baskets or how many points CIA Nike gets going into the second half, I want to say honestly we can probably decide this game on maybe 3 minutes into the second half,
Okay.
I want to say. But the flashes I'm seeing from William Academy, from Oliogu, fantastic performance, but we need consistency, and we need a full team consistency that we just haven't seen yet.
Keone Sacco a little bit quiet. Genovi Cabella contributing here and there. Trust Odia, some foul trouble for William Academy. But yeah, those flashes need to turn into long stretches of good basketball.
Exactly.
And at the line, Tucum. Front rim, back rim, and out on the first attempt. The second, no good. Offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity. Dioum, no. Aliou Dioum now in a shoving match with Keone Sacco. Oliogu there trying to get under his skin. Seemingly succeeding.
I was going to say, it looks like it's working a little bit.
Officials got to send the teams to their respective benches as this gets sorted. And a foul is going to be called on Aliou Dioum for the hold. That's what sparked this whole thing. Okay, head coach is now talking to the lead official at center court. He's gently reminding them that this is a showcase tournament. You know, we're here to have fun and here to show out.
The last to showcase your talent.
Yeah, the last thing we want to do is have hot heads, you know,
exactly,
lead to something that nobody wants.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for.
So first and final warning. So technical foul along with the hold for Dioum.
That also shows, too, it doesn't matter what level you play at, that mental composure, you cannot let yourself get to the point where you are causing yourself and your team the technical foul. It can't happen.
The other thing, too, is that can make or break a scout's opinion on you.
Absolutely.
Whether it's worth bringing you into their program. Because if you can't maintain composure and you are costly to your team in a game that matters, a regular season game, a playoff game, that could change the outcome of a game. So definitely something. I mean, Dioum's going to spend the rest of the quarter on the bench.
Well, and one of my favorite quotes, and especially for anybody kind of going through the recruiting process, you have head coach Gino of the UConn women's basketball team, and I'm honestly going to paraphrase because I don't remember it specifically, but one of the key things he said was, if I'm going to come watch you play as an athlete, I already know you can compete. If I hear your name and your name comes across my desk, I already know you're a good enough player. When I come to see you, I'm looking to see how you interact with your family, how you interact with your friends, your attitude on the bench, how you carry yourself on the floor. He's like, if I'm coming to you, I'm not coming to see how you play. I'm coming to see the character of the player you are, right? So that needs to be instinctual for these players because it takes years to make a great impression. It takes seconds to ruin it. So having that composure is necessary in tournaments like this.
60 seconds left in the opening half. Noah George dancing with it, trying to shake Deng McKeer. It's Maker now, working into the middle of the court. Miles Sadler. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sadler wants McKeer's screen. He uses it. Gets the lane. Alley-oop, no. Sadler, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Got to put it up from the free throw line. Floater, bottom. Doesn't matter if there's pressure. He's here to compete, and he wants to leave his name all over this weekend, and he's done so far. Oliogu picks up the dribble. Kabeya. Oliogu now, time and space. Shot's not going to go. Maker throws Sacco to the ground. So I believe Keone Sacco goes to the free throw line here, trying to get William Academy closer to the 30-point mark.
We're almost within 30 points, 33-point deficit so far.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. Is it doable?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the types of shots William Academy's had, their three-point shots are mostly open looks. A couple of bunnies left off at the rim. So, this could be closer to a 15-point game if 4 or 5 more shots went down. They've left a ton of points at the free throw line.
And that's just, it's funny, I know I mentioned it earlier in the day, but that's one of the things that my coach would do too. If there was ever a game we lost, the first thing she would look at is how many free throws we missed. And then she would subtract that off the total. So free throws are detrimental. They can make or break games.
Sadler, 12 seconds. Moving downhill, getting through all 5 bodies, was looking for the alley-oop for Lucas Tucum. But he's fouled before that play can develop, so Sadler to the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul of the game. Shooting for the Alaska Nike, Miles Sadler. Puts in the first one.
What a showing this weekend from Miles Sadler. Both yesterday and today, defensively, offensively, impacting the game in so many ways. That one misses. Rebound, Odia. 4 seconds left. Odia swallowed by Sadler. He gets off the 3, but that's short rims. 61-28, 33-point lead for CIA Nike after 20 minutes of play. We'll be back on the other side of half, a 10-minute break. Join us on the other side for more basketball action here at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center.
We are going to be giving away some Denver Nuggets versus Raptor tickets.
It's time for second half action here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. William Academy trailed 61-28 to CIA Nike. I overheard their halftime conversation, and head coach of William Academy, Yunus Hussein, was saying he doesn't like that they're not playing their traditional game of basketball. They're walking the ball up the court where they need to be running it. There's no communication. Things that are within their control just need to be better. Meanwhile, CIA Nike, Miles Sadler leading the squad, along with Mo Silla, Noah George, and Aliou Dioum, who got heated there with Ifeosa Oliogu in that second quarter. He stays on the bench to start the second half. Once again, it's the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase on Athlete Institute TV on YouTube, brought to you by OSBA. Miles Sadler gets the first look at the three, doesn't go. Oliogu up to Cabella. Oliogu loses his defender over the top. Can't get it inside. Austin Good there to knock it away. Austin Good, a former OSBA hooper. Now getting reps in Texas and around America. Oliogu, guarded by Good. Fading away, no. Rebound. Silla, Mo Silla just jumping above everybody else. Foul on the floor.
That was a solid defensive performance there from Good, though. To not, again, having the strong body, you can still sometimes jump, be straight up, and not get the foul, and that was exactly how you had to play it, and that was a fantastic showing on defense.
Sadler takes the handoff, tries to work around the corner, gets it right back. Shoots the three, it's good. With a defender right in his face, Sadler just calmly elevated and released that shot. You see Crestwood Prep starting to show up here at the gymnasium. They got the 8 o'clock tip-off against Orangeville Academy. George, between the leg after you finish. Mo Silla, whoops.
I'm still...
Oliogu the other way, dart through the
finish, but I'm still stuck on that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have a struggling...
I think Drew Ebanks is taking a second look as well. He had a good vantage point, but did he stop the recording a little too early? I don't know, that was nuts.
The time to go through the legs.
Oh, I mean, Noah George is one of those players who plays at his own pace, right? You can't speed him up, you can't slow him down. He's gonna operate as quickly as he wants to. Oliogu keeps, stripped. Ahead of everybody else. George, the touchdown pass, locked on the backside. Genovi Cabella.
Good time in there from Cabella. That's exactly how you have to play that. If you're too far behind the offensive player and you can't get in front of them, the best thing you can do is try to time it perfectly to get that touch off, and he exactly did that.
And then it hit off of George and went out of bounds, so William Academy have the possession, down 36. We're nearing the three-point mark of the third quarter. Darting through the defense, Genovi Cabella doesn't get it to go. Deng Makir does.
Good rebound.
Sadler over the timeline. Gives it to the big man. Mo Silla takes it with the left. No, there for the second chance opportunity. No good. Ifeosa Oliogu has one to beat. Uses his size to get to the rack off the backboard and through. Oliogu doing it all for William Academy here in the second half. Making some strong downhill moves. Sadler hesitates, gets to the rack. No, good defense that time. Staying vertical. Moore walking the ball up the court, and that leads to a turnover.
They don't have the luxury with the scoreline to walk the ball up the floor. They need every second that they can get. So shake it off, get it back out next.
George directing traffic, gives it up to Rokeem Green. Now Pitt. Back up to the top. George and Silla playing a two-man game. Nice feed. Silla was about to take off.
That's been happening. We're going to get one that's going to be the nastiest dunk of the day, and it's going to happen in this game because with the amount of times we've seen the foul get called just ever so slightly before that dunk is going to go off, it's going to happen in this game for sure.
We've seen a couple of highlight reel dunks today, in and out on the first attempt from Silla. Again, the 6'10" center in his senior year. Originally from Mexico. Will he be a Jayhawk next year? Could he be an Oregon Duck? The decision has yet to be made. Oliogu gets it over the timeline. Keone Sacco coughs it up. But right back, Cabella. Up and under. Blocked by Silla, but blocked out of bounds. Baseline for William Academy.
During halftime, I know you mentioned, JJ, we have more of a fan presence during this game than we've seen all day. And given the fact that it is the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase, we had a pair of tickets that was actually given away. There was a competition between two kids. It was the first to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-point shot. And the kid that was successful himself and either a mom or his mom was here tonight, but they won a pair of tickets to tomorrow's game with the Denver Nuggets taking on the Toronto Raptors.
I'd love to know if they're courtsides or whether. Toronto coming off a big win. Improved to 2-1 on the season.
Yes.
I was at the home opener as Rokeem Green trails a three. I was at the home opener, and that was just a sad game.
Might as well. The Raptors they were non-existent.
Scotty Barnes didn't look like himself. Rokeem Green tries to get that errant pass from Oliogu. Yeah, and you know, obviously we're still missing R.J. Barrett, and Manuel Quickly didn't play.
And they're key guys.
Kelly Olynyk, even though he comes off the bench, he's a key. You know, he's the kind of center that can run the offense as well.
Well, then you see Chris Boucher actually getting more minutes because Olynyk hasn't really been on the floor. So, and I will say last game though, Boucher played fantastic. He's with Olynyk not able to play as many minutes, he's truly coming into his own.
Flush three for Aliou Dion.
So congratulations to the lucky fan who came out today. They're going to have a fantastic time at the game tomorrow night.
Sacco gives it to Oliogu. Fouled on the way up. He's going to go to the free throw line for two. And now the offense is really running through number 11 in white, Ifeosa Oliogu, and rightfully so. He's got the energy. He can finish at the rim, shoot the three. But where's the secondary and tertiary scoring for William Academy?
The problem is no one attacks the net. Like, no one is following the shot. The problem is Oliogu is a fantastic player, period, right? Like, he's a great player. But on the off chance that he misses, but in this game it's been more consistent, there needs to be, his teammates need to back him up, right? Like, again, he's only one guy. There's going to be games where you're not going to be able to perform at the highest capacities we're used to seeing from you. So in those cases, your teammates need to be able to rally around you and to give you as much support as necessary, so they have to crash the basket every single time.
A pair of substitutions for William Academy. Oliogu heads to the bench alongside Sacco. In comes Trust Odia and Stefan Fearon. Sadler over the timeline, picked up by Cabella. A lot of good, hard off-ball movement here by CIA Nike. Sadler stops on a dime, step back three, tickles the twine again. Sadler wants Cabella taking on the challenge. Fearon giving it back to Cabella. They weren't on the same page, and that's thrown out of bounds. Sadler gets some space from Fearon. Green cuts, nothing there. Sadler keeps, gets to the baseline, gets his defender in the air, shows extreme patience and dexterity, the deft touch of a surgeon to finish that play.
Amazing composure there from Sadler.
Gabeya downhill, floater, no. Tucum almost loses it, able to recover. Sadler at the timeline into Maker. Maker one move up top, but there again for the third rejection is Deng Makir. Contact on the arm and Maker to the free throw line for two.
Right now we're at a 40-point deficit.
This one was about to be full team foul. Shooting two.
You know what? And this is what I'm going to say. Both teams are equally matched in height. Both teams.
I'm going to give the advantage to CIA Nike.
Only when Maker is on the floor.
I don't know. I mean, look at the length of Lucas Tucum, right? He's listed as 6'8", probably 6'9".
So if I go on paper.
Aliudium 6'10". Mo Silla 6'10".
Okay, so I guess what you're getting at is CIA Nike has the advantage in height. Stop saying that then.
Oliescu. This is fouled. He'll go to the line for two.
Skillfully, both teams are pretty equally matched. They both have players at their disposal that are able to make an impact. The problem that we're seeing is the ability for these teams to play through adversity. We're seeing William Academy shook, I think, is honestly, I think, fair to say. There's been nobody as of yet that's been able to test them like CIA Nike is doing. Yes, you have these players that go to compete in AAU tournaments, so they get a glimpse of American teams. Obviously, there's a few Canadians represented on this team. But this is the first time that they've really been tested, right? And it's not to say it's a bad thing. Sometimes it's nice to happen a bit earlier on in the season because this matchup isn't really going to happen again unless you kind of play like another AAU tournament crossover. But it's nice to know where the small gaps are because these two teams, they were neck and neck at the start, but the only problem was William Academy's downfall has been their defense. Their inability to stop CIA Nike from scoring easy putbacks. Their boxing out has been non-existent this game for William Academy, and that's honestly the reason why the score is at a 40-point deficit.
Another foul. 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
He should not be able to get through two William Academy defensemen like that.
Austin Good, side out. Dioum.
Back on the floor for Dioum.
Joaquin Green finds Dioum on the paint. 3 white jerseys swarm and another foul. Contact
Here
on
goes
the arm.
Dioum talking again.
And you can see Joaquin Green just coming in and trying to calm the big man down. Perfect trip from the charity strike for Dioum. What does William Academy have up their sleeve? Oliogu tries to go to the left, nothing there, works back to the middle. The three is up and off the mark. Green snatches the rebound. Behind the back, Green floater from the elbow is pure. Just quick decision making leads to a floater for two.
Good defense from Dioum there. Seconds, yep. Fantastic defense.
It's actually 10 seconds. 8-second backcourt violation, but there's 10 seconds off the shot clock, so.
I think it's one of those ones where you're so focused to make sure there's no foul that by the time you look up, you're like, oh no.
Green to good. Shot. Put back by Aliou Dioum. It wasn't pretty, but it counted for 2.
There needs to be more than one person down there for William Academy to box out on that.
A nice no-look pass from Oliogu to Sacco. Sacco couldn't throw it down. He's at the free throw line to shoot 2.
Rookie Green. This was the first foul of the game. Third team foul. Shooting is number 23, Diony Sacco. Substitution for Morningside. Benching for Williams Academy coming in as number 24, Shinobi Kabeya. For number 12, Degabie. First one's good.
Sacco 1 for 2 on the trip. Maker saves it.
Maker's been consistent at that. I want to say that's his second save of the day.
Maker now in the front court. Pulls it from 3. That's short. Right into the hands of Kabeya.
Who at 7 feet tall has as smooth of release as Maker does?
Anthony Davis.
Ah, you're right.
Nikola Jokic.
You know
Nikola
what?
Vucevic.
Then let me frame my question. let me frame my statement better, because as soon as I said it, I'm like, oh, I didn't set the parameters. Who, at 7 foot tall, in this game, could have a release as Maker does?
No one.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Odia snatches the loose ball, uses the backboard, and the left-handed finish is good.
Strong finish there.
Austin Good swallowed up at the timeline.
Good trap from William Academy.
Very good trap. Ball out of bounds, though.
Clock needs to start.
Well, the shot's good. Baseline shot.
Clock hasn't been running for at least 10 seconds.
It's still not running. And the officials haven't figured it out yet.
There we go.
Aliou Dioum on Young Street and flushed. The officials over at the scorer's table now. It looks like they're going to
Deduct some seconds off of the clock there.
Are they going to?
Maybe.
Either way, we get a substitution for CIA Nike. They're going to leave the clock as it is.
I guess they went down to a minute almost. So there we go.
Stolen. Aliou Dioum. Rokeem Green 3. Bottom. And then he runs in to the William Academy head coach on the sideline. Oliogu. It's a 50-point game. Another steal. Good defense. CIA Nike doing it all. The lob, not good.
It was a hard angle.
Oliogu picking up speed. Spinning, attacking, left-handed, off the glass.
Strong finish from Oliogu.
Now, Aliou Dioum isn't really a primary passer, so going for the alley-oop, not advised. I mean, you're up 50, have a little bit of fun. But now you're only up 48. Off an end-to-end run for Oliogu. 4 seconds left. Baseline, Tukum. He's got to kick it back out. Green got to throw it up. Does. Sits. 95 points after 3 quarters. Rokeem Green may be the purest scorer that we've seen this weekend. 95-44 in favor of CIA Nike, who are only traveling with 9 players. And they are, so far, the team of this tournament.
Yeah, I know we mentioned in the, 2 games ago, with the score of 100.
Yeah.
The highest we've seen today is 121.
121.
If I'm not mistaken. I have a feeling that this can
Highest
surpass
of the tournament is 131.
if they continue to play as they did.
They're not taking their foot off the gas.
No.
No chance.
I don't see it. But if they continue to be as aggressive, of course
They're gonna be set. Oh, we have a race.
All right, there are 4 kids in sandals.
You know what? It
Feel
doesn't
like-
have grip.
And somebody just lost their sandals. Oh, you gotta wear shoes.
Oh, the
Phone down.
Oh, he didn't go all the way to the line.
I think it was a one-way trip, and everybody's coming back, unbeknownst to them. And again, let's go. Just tire the kids out, right?
You know. Well, he won, but he dropped his phone, and if it's cracked, did he really win?
Yeah.
That's upsetting. Gosh, to be that young and have energy, that tired me out just from watching.
I did a lap around the court at halftime. I needed the oxygen tank when I got back.
There was a day that I used to be able to wake up at 6 a.m., play games from 8 a.m. till 4. Obviously breaks in between, right? From 8 a.m. tournament start time till 4 p.m. with breaks in between, tournament style. Now it's just, it tuckers me out.
Yeah, I hear you.
Anymore, you know? Which is why I'm here with you, JJ.
No, that's not why. It's because you understand the game of basketball. You've got good insight. They're just handing out shoes left, right, and center.
It's... Wait, can I run?
Fresh kicks for everybody.
Can I run? Wait, do you want to... Wait, we can...
Wait, the question is, can you run?
You know what? It might
You
take...
just tried to convince me that you couldn't.
Well, there... Again, I didn't know there was free stuff. I'll do anything for free stuff.
free.
Exactly.
95-44, 10 more minutes on the clock. CIA Nike, the team of the EYBL, out on the sideline. It'll be Noah George. .131, the target score of the highest scoring team so far this weekend. That was Hillcrest. Austin Good, mid-range jumper, no offensive rebound, right back up and through Mosilla. A warning on Silla for a delay of game. Full court press, Rokeem Green traipsed all over Stefan Fearon. Now Austin Good getting up on his defenders. They're trying to trap at the timeline. Nearly stolen. Rebound, Cabella. Shooter on the near side. Trustodia doesn't fall. Keone Sacco up and under, no good. Offensive rebound, Sacco, he gets fouled hard. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Aggression, I would say, from William Academy to at least get themselves in a better chance to get those rebounds.
The goal has to be win the fourth quarter, right?
Yes, and again, I know we mentioned this earlier with the teams escaping me where there was a larger deficit earlier in the day.
Orangeville was up maybe 14 or 12. Is that, or you think of something bigger than that?
No, it was the team, it was the 120 final score match. It's hard when when you're doing commentary for all these games, they kind of at one point blend together. But I know one of the biggest things I said was to still play hard basketball so you're not in a position where you're just losing the fourth quarter. Finish strong, that way you can end strong, right?
121 to 90, it was Fort Erie over Hillcrest.
That's what it was Hillcrest, right? We saw the same thing happening right now with Hillcrest as William Academy. Just because you're in a position where it might be difficult for you to win the game, it doesn't mean you can't win the final quarter and at least leave on a good note.
Cabella, the recipient of a beautiful pass from Fearon. Fearon was traipsing down the middle of the court, had two CIA players breathing down his neck, just dropped it off. Get your own rebound, the name of the game here for Mosilla. And he's gonna get subbed out. Lucas Tucum back in alongside Miles Sadler as Rokeem Green heads to the bench. Odia working on Maker. Too many steps before putting the rock to the hardwood. That's a travel. Maker accepts the pass at the three-point line. Toe on the line. Front iron, no. William Academy have numbers. 3-on-2. Too many steps, that's a travel.
It's a good call.
It's the only call.
It is, you're right, it's the only one that he could have made. So I'm glad he made the right one.
This game has a little bit more flow and feel to it. You know, these officials really letting these guys go at it. Austin Good. Working into the paint. Loses the handle. Fading away. No. Second chance opportunity. Noah George comes away with the rebound. The shot clock resets. George dancing on the near wing. Behind the back. Handoff. Lane opens up. And trying to attack was Lucas Tucum. There to meet him, Keone Sacco.
We have the last game of the day up next.
8 o'clock tip-off. Half an hour from now. Crestwood Prep against Orangeville Academy.
And Crestwood, similar to Uchenna earlier, we didn't have the privilege of watching them play, but I was able to look back at the footage of them. Highly competitive team.
Oh, I mean, Coach Ty Bramble is, you know, his reputation is as a hard-nosed, like he coaches a hard-nosed team. They play physical, they play smart, they play team basketball. Nice baseline take, doesn't go for Sacco. Oliogu gets it down low. That's knocked out of bounds off of Maker's hand. William Academy calls the timeout. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and be right back with the final 7:22 here at the Toronto Pan Am Center. It is the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. You're watching us live on the Athlete Institute TV channel on YouTube, brought to you by OSBA. Noah George compelling his teammates. He needs one, referring to a dunk in this game. Oliogu has it on the sideline for William Academy. Gets it right back. Jumper from just inside the three-point line was good. He wanted contact on the arm as well. Nothing seen by the officials. So Miles Sadler over the timeline. Stolen. With one to beat, Austin Good back. Oh, trying to throw it down. It was Progress Nadafian, but he couldn't finish. Will he get a second opportunity? He does. Austin Good's there again, and he misses again. Foul on Sadler. I know, 2 opportunities back-to-back to bring the house down. Maybe a little too excited, tried to reach back a little too far.
Wanted it so bad.
I wanted it.
Yeah.
Sadler heads out, Green heads in. It's a baseline out of bounds for William Academy. their first appearance in this tournament. They did not play yesterday at Orangeville's Athlete Institute. Odia has it at the top. Downhill, trust Odia, right-handed. Fouled and headed to the free throw line. Foul goes on Lucas Tucum. Tucum fielding a few offers himself. New Mexico State, Arlington, Tarleton State. A perfect trip to the line for Odia. Noah George. This is a pleasure to watch this kid hoop, right? Calm, cool, collected. Reads the game really well. Pass. Here's Oliogu out on the run. Going up strong, uses the backboard. Tough finish. Here's George. Double teamed, gives it up.
Good dish. Oh, he wanted that
He
one.
thought about it,
Yeah.
but the play was a scoop finish.
Yeah.
And CIA Nike have put up a century mark on the board. 100 to 52. 6 minutes left. Nice dish. Cameron Ewers with 2. Green with the handoff to George. Working on the far side now. At the wing. Dancing on Oliogu. Step back. 3. Flush. Noah George.
That's easy. Easy for him.
Shooting practice. Oliogu wants him alone. This has been the battle, right? Oliogu and Diome. Help defense flashes. Oliogu gives it up. McKeer, that shot careens off the back of the iron and into the hands of Tucum. Downhill, Pitt into some traffic. It's going to be a baseline out. Push.
Substitution for brothers, tonight coming in as number 5, Austin Good, and number 7, and Pierre Baker.
We'll try that again. Green has it baseline. Looking for the lob up top. Instead, they kick it out to Diome past the three-point line. Guarded there by Maker. Maker good to get a hand up. That's off the back of the iron and into the hands of Ewers. Ewers pushing the pace. Has a shooter to the right. Trust Odia takes it strong.
Good
Off the
take.
backboard and through.
Solid take.
Green pulls it from 3. Yes, sir. Rokeen Green and Miles Sadler have been putting on a show in this game. Steal, Tucum, ahead, Diome. Met at the top by McKeer. But contact on the arm will send Aliou Diome to the free throw line for 2. Diome 2 for 2 on the trip. 108-56, 4:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Stefan Fearon floats it. No. Second chance for McKeer. No. Austin Good snatches the rebound ahead. Diome fouled, and he's going back to the free throw line.
frustrated with his team, and rightfully so, because that's the second possession in a row where he's the only one running back on defense. And you can't have that. There needs to be more assertiveness from other players on the floor, even in moments like this, when the game is seemingly out of reach. They need to get better at having that discipline to still play at a high level.
The shots, Aoudia.
Odia finds the back cutter. Ewers gives it up to McKeer. Into traffic. Foul's going to be called. McKeer just dribbled into 3 black jerseys, swallowed up there by CIA Nike's defense. And again, the Nike EYBL Scholastic Basketball League is a very, very competitive league.
I remember I had a EYBL Atlanta tournament years ago when I did AAU, but one of the cool things about it is that they had like this center court showcase where they had all the top EYBL teams play, and a lot of it was like Compton team, Los Angeles, Atlanta based, but it was just cool to see that high level of women play, and it just allowed me to see how high the talent actually can go for high school girls.
Well, we look at, the women in the OSBA, and Arije is somebody, on Crestwood that you got to look at. Obviously, Chance Berry from Royal Crown, just an absolute star in her own right. Megan Hollingsworth, just so many names that you see pop up on social media as great performance here, great performance there. Always in the lab, training, trying to get better.
It's funny too, because I know we had the opportunity to talk to Chance Berry, and she said, because we asked her, we're like, so what do you do outside of basketball? Like, how do you kind of keep yourself centered? She's like, I play basketball. Like, there's not, and and we said fair enough, because for someone whose end goal is to take basketball as far as you can and to take it to the professional level, which for women now is becoming a lot more of a stronger, viable option. There's nothing else you think of. All you do is think about basketball. How do you get better? How do you improve yourself? And how do you be the best? And that's what we call those generational talents, are those players that all they do is day in and day out is think about the sport.
You got to be dedicated to the cause to make it to the big time. The payoff is awful sweet. .347 left here at the 6 o'clock tip-off. About 18 minutes away from the final game of the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. I want to thank our sponsors, 1990Z, obviously New Balance, Ontario Basketball, and Leo's Market for helping put this on. The second, no good. Austin good now, up the right-hand side. Attacked in the middle, turnover. Nice pass, extra pass. Backboard, no. Third chance opportunity, no. Some sloppy basketball here, down low. Finally, a foul is called, and back to the free throw line is William Academy. Got to complete those plays. A 3-on-1 shouldn't result in it being a low down 5-on-5.
Just a second off of the 3.5-minute mark. What are some of your biggest takeaways for CIA Nike, JJ? What would be like the biggest thing that you noticed was their strength in this game?
Honestly, the way that they move on the offensive side of the ball, no one person is staying stagnant for more than 2 or 3 seconds. And it's a full team effort. Like always, Cutters. Now, Cutters here. Maker's looking to bring somebody else through. Here's Good with the ball. It's just the fact that they're always moving. Out on the run. Ewers. Two-handed jam. I think Miles Sadler is the real deal. Rokeem Green is a pure scorer. I mean, how do you beat the size of Mo Silla and Aliou Dioum and Lucas Tucum and Maker? Like, they just have all the pieces. They've got great coaching, and they have the compete factor. Good double team. Somebody's got to be open. He had the dribble alive. Good right-handed scoop score.
Now moving over to William Academy. Again, it's easy to kind of look at the score and think that they didn't do anything to really achieve a strong showing today, but what was something that you think that was a positive for them in this game?
The way that they came out in the fourth quarter, they started strong. They knew they needed to run the ball. Oliogu took it upon himself to get his team into that pace. I like that. You know, I think the one thing that I could be better is I'm not hearing the communication and the kind of uproar and celebratory vocalizations that I'm used to hearing, having seen them play 2 other times. So this is going to be a good lesson for William Academy, and they'll be able to take this into their next practice and training and focus on getting better for the duration of the OSBA season. They've only played 1 game. They're 1-0 in the men's Eastern Division of the OSBA, but they've got some stiff competition. Misses on the second. Maker out on the run. Watch out. Misses the jam. Ewers just threw one down. Nice pass. Elevating and getting it to go, Genovi Cabella. 2:15 left in the game. Good. Fouled by Cabella. He knew it. Thought he got away with it. It was late. But there was contact on the swipe down. So more free throws upcoming. Austin Good stands at the line.
Substitution for William Academy, coming in as number 8, David Williams. For number 1, Stephen Firon.
David Williams checks in for William Academy to play the remaining 2:07. Stephen Firon. His day is over as he heads to the bench. Good, drains both shots. The clock not started yet again. Here we go. Maker trying to corral the loose ball. No.
Oh, good patience. Fantastic patience.
Cameron Ewers gets Maker in the air and then throws it down. Austin Good has a lane. Big two-handed jam. And he came into his own here in the second half,
Yes.
didn't he?
I think we saw, I'm trying to think of the moment that I noticed, but maybe it was when George started to kind of go off on the bench a little bit, and then he was allowed to truly become that playmaker, I think is when we noticed him coming into his own.
Ewers, nice spin and dish up and under McKeer. That's pretty basketball. Into the corner, Diome for 3, puts it up. A little carefree basketball right now. Fast one, Cameron Ewers has been sensational in this last 3 minutes. Unfortunately, his team's down 118-71, but when given the opportunity to shine, you gotta light it up.
But this is what we meant by leaving a good final impression, you know, right? At the end of the day, it's a showcase. More often than not, when coaches are looking for scouting reports, they're not going to look to see how many games you win. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but also they're looking at how you play with adversity, how you play as a team player, how you add to your team as a total. And sometimes you don't even have to win those games for a coach to notice you, right? You just have to play good, clean basketball. And if you're able to do that, especially in these kind of showcases, it's going to bode well for you.
McKeer rattles in the first of 2. The second falls as well. 63 seconds left in regulation. Maker over the timeline. Bobbles it. William Academy pushes the pace. Aliou Dioum snatches the rebound and will jot across halftime. Poked away, kicked ball uncalled. Green saves it to Good. Good takes a shot, gives it up to Maker. Maker blocked by McKeer, and again, McKeer not afraid to get involved at the rim.
We had a sub coming in for William Academy that was for the shooter. Just missed opportunity, unfortunately, but
Maker bottoms at 119 now, the total, so 2 points away from the day's highest total, held by Fort Erie. Toe on the line, that's a 2 for Cameron Ewers. And they're gonna dribble it out, Lucas Tucum. And that's how this game's going to end, 119-75. It's a big victory for CIA Nike, who showed out this weekend at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. An emphatic win over William Academy, one of the OSBA's best. As we step aside, the next tip-off scheduled for 9 minutes from now. We might get a little bit more warm-up time, but we will be back a few minutes before tip-off to get you set for the final game between Crestwood Prep and Orangeville Academy here at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase Tournament.